What happened to the beard, Mel?
Oh, I decided it was time to go. You know, it met some roadkill and went off to have a happy life with it, somewhere. So it's gone.
Is it just a momentary decision to shave it off? Is it, or do you have work coming up, or?
No, I had a gig coming up. Plus, I went on TV and then I shaved some guy's head, and then he thought it was, turnabout is fair play, so he gave me a clipping.
What's it like for you to come back to something like the Oscar luncheon after, you know the drill,
Wow.
You've been here, you've been highly celebrated, and there must have been a time when you thought you might never make it back here.
Well, yeah, the last time I was at an Oscar luncheon was 20 years ago, and it was I think it was the same fish, but it was a lot of the same faces. In fact, a woman who is the head of the Academy was sitting at my table, and 20 years ago she was the head of marketing for Braveheart at Paramount, and she was the head of the Academy now, Cheryl Boone Isaacs. I think it's her last year as such, and she'll move on.
How is it emotionally different to be back this year?
Emotion, I don't think. See, you're older. Your pulse doesn't go up. I don't think I'm as wound up about it, and I don't intend to be. And I think, actually, the best part is just getting nominated, and that really is it. Winning is not important. I think it's really gratifying to be sort of recognized by peers who are filmmakers, and sort of elevated to a position where you're recognized. And I think, for me, that's enough. It's fantastic.
Why is it special for this film to get that kind of acknowledgement for you?
Special for this film?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's my film. So all my films that I make are special to me. Yeah, well, what else can I say? I mean, I didn't do another one.
Well, we talked to Andrew a bunch of times, and he's always talked about how you kept, despite the weighty topics of the movie, you kept the set light. You wanted to make sure it was fun. How does that help you to do what it is that you do as a director?
Well, I think you have to go into it and not have it affect you, because it can. And some of the things that we had to do are pretty heavy. And believe me, we had some heavy days. I mean, we had a man named Damien, who with no legs, and he'd had his legs taken in Afghanistan with an explosion. And he actually played a guy who'd had his legs blown off in the film. And he was a soldier, but he became a pretty good actor that day. And he reenacted something that was it was kind of like pretty emotional for me to watch. And he approached it with a great amount of trepidation. And he said at the end of the day, he was like shattered by it, but he found it cathartic. But he also found it really therapeutic. He just felt like, my God, he was like to the moon,
As an actor, do you take particular pride in Andrew's nomination?
I do. I think, look, this guy, I mean, let me say that I didn't have to say much to him.
What did you have to say to him?
Action. And that was it. Occasionally, like, turn your head a little that way or something, but the guy comes tooled up, and he managed to capture the essence of a character who was a real man and portray him to the point where even the man's real son came up in tears and sort of like, sort of grabbed his hands in tears and said, you captured the essence of my father. And it was like, that was, to me, amazing to watch.
Yeah, what kind of moment does that mean to you after all the success you've had and all the acclaim, when somebody like that has that kind of tribute for you? How do you feel?
Well, it means that we all did something right, I think. And in capturing a real event, something that affected me on an emotional level when I read the screenplay, and then learning about the guy. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a big payoff when somebody who actually knew the man comes and is able to, like the old veterans who came in, they were in the 90s, they were in the Pacific Theater, they were at Okinawa, they were at Hacksaw Ridge, 3 guys in wheelchairs. And they came to a screening that we had in New Orleans. And they sat there, they watched. They were also like, they found it cathartic. They were all in tears. Afterwards, they wheeled them in. They got out of their wheelchairs. And they had that same kind of, it was like therapy. It was like medicine for these guys. And they were showing us how you could rip a guy's windpipe out and stuff. I mean, 92-year-old guys.
Now you learn.
Yeah, really.
How many years did you wanted to know that and they never told you?
You had to be careful.
Congratulations, we're successful.
Yeah.
See you.
Thank you.
Oscar,
Yeah, good to see
pleasure
you, man.
To see you.
Cheers.